right, everybody, welcome to. This look familiar?
Absolutely, it does. How about you guys?
You know what?
I didn't realize he was talking to y'all.
I got two rarities on this little intro right here. Again, welcome everybody, San Antonio surrounding areas. You know who you are?
London, Paris, Petite. No.
Okay, we'll just
that was
out all together, but it's all right. You know,
we're gonna replace it with Seoul, Korea.
Yes,
since my little Sophia's still there. Yes,
that's right. That's
yeah,
right.
she's still there.
Again, this is a rarity to have Margaret twice in 1 week. Twice in 1 week. So I wanted to say thank you for being unemployed. And
I actually have a closing today, so congratulations to my clients.
Money. That's what I'm talking about. See, closing's always good. When I hear closing, I'm thinking, yes, she's doing really well.
Yes.
And you want like a lot of closings, right?
Yes.
So guys, if you know anybody that's looking for a home, looking for a new place to make more fond memories, this is your lady, your realtor. This is the one.
Yep. And don't discount the market right now. There are so many options available, you know, in any price range that it's a really great time. I know the rates are a little bit high. However, you can always refinance later and lower your interest rate, but you can't always have the option of so many houses on the market right now.
And that's what my next question was, what's the surplus like? I mean, is there a lot to choose from?
Right now, we're like at about a 4.5 month surplus of property. Wow. So it's a great time.
All right. Well, you know, again, the other rarity is we're back at Nadler's just for today.
Yeah.
We're back at Nadler's.
It's
Alexia
so good to be back.
It does feel good. This is like a home for us. We had Alexia and the crew are always been so awesome and special to us, and can't thank them enough for allowing us to do this here today. And
I'll tell you what, I rushed over here because I wanted to shove a croissant sandwich in my face before we came live.
You know, I know
those croissant breakfast sandwiches
are the bomb. They make their croissants here. They make the bread here. It's buttered up just right. I mean, let me tell you something. There's certain things in life that you know. You got to pay your taxes, and you come to Nadler's, and you're gonna leave, you know, with a full belly.
Obviously blessed and fed, but not only just fed, but with a very delicious.
It is something I am so sure of. That's how I am. But and another thing that I'm so sure of is that you put food by Margaret, it's gone. She goes to town. I mean, she got here, and I mean, just zip lined right to the line, ordered it, came back, got it. Went to town on that sucker. I'm like, Margaret, breathe, Margaret.
And they're like 4 minutes, 3 minutes, 30 seconds.
Gone with it. Gone.
Yeah.
So you know, it's the way Margaret rolls. I mean, I used to eat really fast too. I think I still do eat fast, but I stopped. I don't eat as much like I used to.
Well, they say that the slower you eat, the less you eat.
Is that what they say?
That's what they say.
That's what I was
And it's true because my sister, I have a sister that's a very slow eater.
Yes.
And it's almost frustrating for me because I'm like a Hoover. You know, I eat so quickly.
I mean, you definitely, like, you know what? I have never seen you shy away.
I'm an excited eater, and she's not. So she eats, and she's talking, and I'm like, hurry up. So she always has to take half of her food home because time's up and she has to go.
Now, Madi said, your sister, who is our producer of the show, said a while back that when growing up, that you ate so fast that you said, once you're done, everybody was done. Is that true? Like you would take those plates away.
Yeah, because I get anxious. I'm like, okay, it's time to go. And then sometimes I would be so frustrated, I would have to go and wait in the waiting area for them. That was real extra. I was being ridiculous. That was.
Let me ask you this. I mean, I don't
encourage that behavior.
I got a chance to meet your sisters.
Oh yeah, you did.
On Saturday.
Yes.
And, like I have to be honest. Like none of y'all look alike.
You don't think so?
I couldn't really see anyway. It was dark.
Yeah.
But who would you say you look like? Like I met the little one, Christian, or what's her name? No, what's her?
Teresa.
Teresa. And then the
Yeah.
older one, the one that Sadie's mom, what's her name?
Lala. Or
Lauda.
Lauda.
Lauda, yeah. So,
We have another Lauda here today.
Yeah. So
yeah.
who would you say you look like? Because I think those two.
You're right. I think that majority of us till one took after my mom, my dad was a little more either way.
Well,
I think I'm a perfect balance. I think I look like my mom.
Okay,
but I do have some of my dad, and then but I think I look most like my brother, which you did not meet.
I did not meet him, but I think Lauda and what's her name, the little one, Teresa, they look a lot alike. Like they look somewhat alike. As to where, you know. Who's that? I can't see.
It's the Manny.
Oh, it's Manny. Okay. How you doing, Manny? Hey, man. So we got our special guest here. We're gonna talk to him in a little bit. Again, if you're just tuning in, it's a very special day. We're gonna be doing this campaign run of all the mayoral candidates. Not all of them, but the ones that answer our emails and our responses. So we want to go ahead and give them a platform to be able to share their viewpoints more than just 3 seconds that they normally get at a town hall or whatever. So we want to be able to give them a chance to go ahead and share what they're going to do for this beautiful city of ours. And at 10:15, so stick around. If you have a question, make sure to put it in the comments. And one of the I was going to say back really quick. Your sister Lauda and the little one.
They look
Teresa,
the most alike, you think?
I thought they looked alike. Monty and you don't look like anybody.
Marty, I used to use her ID. And we used to get away with it, so I think we kind of look alike.
Well, she's blonde, so I can't.
No.
Really see,
Yeah.
But I think you stand alone. And then you know what, guys, y'all missed it. Dancing Queen over here really killed it on Saturday. She was on the dance floor.
I did.
You danced.
I had my dancing shoes on. So did you.
Danced fantastic.
It was a great time.
And I was like, all right, Morgan. And I forgot that you said you didn't like to dance. You didn't know how to dance.
It has to. I have to.
Yeah, right.
All of the stars have to align. And what I mean by that is, it has to be a good time, a great vibe. Alcohol should be flowing, and the music has to be just right. And if all those 4 things work.
Hey, the DJ was pretty good.
Yeah, he was.
He was pretty good. I really liked the DJ. I've seen him before at other places. So.
Oh, have you?
Yeah, he had recognized me.
He did recognize you.
Yeah, and I was like,
as a matter of fact, my sister texted me later, and she's like, "Is Cleto famous?" And I'm like, she's like, the DJ asked me, and the wait staff wanted to take pictures with you.
They should have.
I know, and I was like, well, they should have asked him, and she was like, no, they don't want to be rude. And I was like, she's like. And I was like, yeah, he's sort of a big deal here. Everywhere we go, he's recognized. People stop us. It's so annoying. I'm just kidding. It's so sweet. It's so sweet to see it. I love it.
You want to hear something really funny? I think I shared this on Monday, but my wife got so frustrated because we were at her family reunion.
At her family reunion, guys.
And she went to the restroom and she comes back. And I'm there, like her family's like wanting to take pictures with me. And they're like,
nothing makes you feel more special. Yeah. So they're like, let's take a picture here. Yeah. Take it for us.
And they did. They said, they asked the name, Mia, can you take our picture? I'm
like, okay.
They were saying, we're going to post this. Look who's our cousin. Look who's our cousin. And he's like, I'm your cousin. I was laughing and cracking up. I was like really freaking out. I was like, are you kidding me? That was hilarious. So, at the same time, it's kind of crazy. But yeah, let's do a quick roll call and then we'll see where we're at with the time.
Okay. So, Michael Flores. Okay, wait. Manny Favila. Not
Manny, yeah.
Good morning. He says, good morning, Manny. We got another Manny here today. Stay tuned.
Yeah.
Michael Flores says, good morning, my friends.
Good morning, Michael. He's not here.
Lydia says, good morning.
Lydia says, good morning. Lydia's here. Roxy Chung says, hi.
Roxy Chung. She's got a Roxy Chung collection. I don't know if I told you about that. The Roxy Chung
collection of what?
Clothing.
Oh, that's right. You did say that. And we'd like to see that. Maybe she should come on and show her
She should
her
come on.
clothing.
She should come on and show us some of that clothing.
Marty says, "Happy Wednesday! It is Wednesday.
It is
It's
Wednesday.
Hump Day,
Hump
everybody." Roxy's World says, Rory's World. I'm sorry, those names. Oh, I need
Rory's
glasses.
World. That one
She
there.
says, "Good morning, beautiful people."
Good
Margaret
morning,
doesn't mess around when it comes to her business. She takes it very serious. Yes,
What,
thank
eating?
you. It could be either business or eating. I take them both very serious. Both very serious. And then Eric Velasquez says, "Morning, everyone." Good morning, Eric.
One thing about Rory I'm finding out is that, you got to be careful with that one.
Valerie says good
Pepe
Oh,
says
Valerie
good
says good morning.
Valerie said good morning. Pepe said good morning.
Yep.
Pepe's tacos and salsa.
Oh, I'm sorry. I gotta keep this on.
I gotta give a quick shout out because my buddy Roland Barcena, who came on here yesterday, he reminded me of something after the show. I mean he did it before, but I saw it after the show. Yesterday was National Congressional Medal of Honor Day, and my grandfather was a Congressional Medal of Honor recipient.
Oh, wow.
So I just got to give a shout out to all the Medal of Honor recipients out there, to all of their brave and courageous acts that they did to receive that medal. I mean, it is the highest medal you can get in the military.
Wow.
And my grandfather, we were blessed that he actually got it. He wound up in World War II killing 80 Japanese by himself. His friend got sniped, and he stabbed his friend, took his ammunition, kept moving forward, knocked over a railroad station, a radio contact, and he saved his platoon. Had him and his partner, his buddy, never gone in the middle of the night. They had orders to ambush their platoon right where they were.
Wow.
So he saved their platoon, knocked out the communication, and killed 80 Japanese by himself.
Wow.
So in the Philippines. So
Wow.
and we're, it's one of those things that,
Was he a sniper?
My grandfather was, oh man, he was not a sniper. He was just a regular infantryman, and he just went on his own in the middle of the night. Him and his buddy went. Had they not done it, they would have been ambushed, and they were next morning right where they were. And he went by himself, and his friend got shot. So rather than take him back, he stashed him, hit him, took his grenades and his ammunition, and he kept moving forward. Did all what he did.
Wow, it's like a movie.
Came back and picked him up and took him back.
Wow.
So they both got the Medal of Honor. But the thing was, you say movie, right?
Mm-hmm.
Years ago, we tried to get a movie made about him. He's one medal less than Audie Murphy, who is the highest decorated.
Wow.
So he was one medal less than Audie Murphy.
Mm-hmm.
That's how bad this man was.
Wow.
And the fact that he wasn't able to, so we were trying to pitch a movie to Hollywood, and Hollywood said, "Well, no one knows who he is." I go, "Yeah, nobody knew Saving Private Ryan either, but there's a movie."
Right. Right.
So it's like, come on, don't give me that. His story, I got to write it, and I had to ask permission from my family. I want to write his story because it needs to be on the big film, because this man, from where he started to where he went and he wound up, it's almost like, I mean, it's a love story. It's a sad, sad for him.
Mm-hmm.
And he just, all he had was himself.
Wow.
And he had confidence too. Him and I couldn't budget, So, and my grandmother held the money and all this. There was one time my grandmother was telling me a story. They lived in the West Side, right around the corner from Lanier High School. And you know what? I'm gonna hold that story. Okay, remind me of that story. I'm gonna hold it. We gotta take a quick commercial break. When we come back, we're gonna have our guest, and he is actually running for mayor. So don't go anywhere. We're gonna go and chat with him, see what he's all about, and show you what's on his mind. So don't go anywhere. We'll be right back.
That time of year again. Time to review, enroll, and ask questions about your health insurance. AHIA is here to help you navigate all your options stress-free.
Look, I'm no insurance expert, but I do know one thing. If you're calling your cousin Chewy for insurance advice, you're doing it all wrong.
AHIA is dedicated to serving San Antonio with personalized care. Contact them. Local service, real people, trusted expertise.
It's about family.
Hey, if you're looking for a house and you're looking to get out of your house, we have the right person for you. Margaret Sandoval, our very own realtor. You want to give her a call. She works very, very hard to go ahead and find you the best deal you want. That you're looking for economy, if you're looking for, space, if you're looking for just a place of your own that you can just make brand new memories in, she's got you covered. All you have to do is give her a call. She will work day and night to make sure that you are satisfied with your purchase. Not only that, but do it at a highest standard, meaning finding you the most economical house and get you that's on the market today and get you the best deal. So give Margaret Sandoval a call today. She's waiting by the phone. Thanks.
I'm sorry. We'll do it. Hi, and we're back.
And we're back, everybody. Boy, I tell you what, I'm over here apologizing to stools. I bumped into a stool and I said, "Excuse me, I'm sorry, I didn't mean to hurt you." And I'm apologizing to stools, and it's just getting crazy. Anyway, yes. So we mentioned before.
Do we have sound?
Yes. And what's that?
Go with me.
Somebody said no sound. Oh, wait.
Is it pressed?
I don't know.
All right, I'm gonna take pictures.
All right.
It should be how's it go?
So
How's
we got
it
our
now,
producers
everybody?
on it right now. I was like,
Pictures of me for Sila. Oh, she don't
So,
come out on
can you hear
camera.
me?
No.
No, there's sound. There's
I don't have
sound.
my mic.
Wait, hold on, let me straighten.
Oh, sorry.
Oh my goodness.
Rookie move.
Wow. Has it been this whole time?
Can you hear me
Okay,
guys now?
and we're back.
And we're back. Did you have yours on?
Yeah. Responsibly.
I guess I'm just loud. Well, right now we want to go ahead and bring in our special guest because I don't want to take up too much time speaking. We'll have plenty of time to talk a little bit later on. But right now we have a special guest. He is running for mayor, and he's here with us today. Want to see what's on his mind, what he's going to do for this beautiful city right now. So without further ado, please help me welcome Manny Pelaez, everybody. Manny! How you doing, brother? Come on in here.
I'm happy to see you. Look, I'm gonna get clipped. All right. I love seeing you. This
Thank
is
you
really,
very much.
really
I wish
nice.
I could see the same.
Yeah. Hey,
He can.
I got a little blurred vision.
I wanted to tell you, and for those of you that don't know, every once in a while you meet somebody who is a walking, talking story of resilience, who's got a really cool back, up from your bootstrap story, a story of wisdom, a story of, values, strength, right? And kindness. And Cleto, for all of you that don't know this, for Cleto, that person is me. Is that about right?
You know what? Let me tell you something. A candidate with a personality goes far with me. I like that. I like that. That's good timing.
You like that setup?
I like that. That's good. I was like, oh man, he's doing really well.
Wow.
So seriously, now, let me ask you, man, what made you want to do this?
Because I'm in love with my city. I mean, I am ferociously in love with my city. I think that our city is possibly the most authentic city in the United States. I think that we deserve excellence in all things. I think we deserve beauty. I think that authenticity, if we're not careful, is going to be diluted, And I don't know if have you ever heard a song or a poem about Plano? No, right? And that's because Plano might be a perfectly nice place to live. Yeah. But Plano's a big city. Lots of people live there, but it's got no soul, no character, right?
Yeah.
Oh, I've been to Plano. Trust me, I know.
And Cleto, we're getting big. We're a big city with big city problems, but the one thing we got to hold on to is the thing that makes us us, including nuestro idioma, right? And right now there are forces outside of San Antonio that are trying to steal our joy and steal what makes us
That's about
us.
Austin.
Yeah, and so additionally, we also can't become Austin, right?
That's
I mean,
right.
Austin is its own separate thing, and I'm sick and tired of hearing people be jealous of other cities. I want people to feel the same kind of love I have for my city. And so I'm running for mayor, man, because I was listening to all the other platforms and all the other candidates, and quite honestly, I just wasn't inspired. And I wanted someone to speak in terms of EST, right? So not safer, the safest. I want this to be the safest city in America.
I like
right?
that.
I want us to be the smartest, the strongest city in America, the most compassionate, authentic city in America. And I mean, I know that you're a comic, right? And you've been working. Can you imagine if a comic's aspirations were like, I want to be a mediocre, comic, right? Or if you were producing a movie and saying, I just want 67% on Rotten Tomatoes, right? And for so long, we've been aspiring to little things, and you aspire to little things, you're going to accomplish little things.
Absolutely.
And I think San Antonio is ready to be the best damn city in the United States, and we should be. I deserve it. My kids deserve it.
Yes.
Yes,
Right?
I
Absolutely.
agree.
Yeah. And so anyway, I'm doing that, and also because every successful man behind him stands a surprise mother-in-law, and so I just need to impress my mother-in-law, y'all. I mean, that's really it, right?
Is she here by any chance?
My brother-in-law lives in San Antonio, and every single day I wake up and I say, what would my mother-in-law want me to do? And then I do that thing.
So how long have you been married?
Well, my wife and I have been married 24 years.
Wow.
And
you're still trying to impress her.
And then she informed me recently that she's willing to make a long-term commitment after the next 24 years, but I'm still on probation. So, and I'm gonna earn my keep, right?
Yeah.
Well, I really hope you get the gig. Because I'm telling you, that really, you'll move up from the kitty table.
Cleto, you don't know this, but I was one of the oxymorons many, many years ago. Yeah.
Get out of here.
And so I look to you, and I really do admire you. I'm jealous of what you accomplished.
I appreciate it, man. Thank you so much.
Yeah.
Sorry, I'm
That
gonna
means a lot.
clip you.
Yeah, clip it.
What do you think the fact that there's so many people running? I mean, it's interesting.
I think it's beautiful too. I mean, San Antonio's got a really cool horse race on its hands, and
Really
when
does.
I look out in the field and I say, "Wow, 27 people want to actually make the city better," that's fantastic. Usually in a race like this, you get 2-3 people. We got 27 San Antonians who are like, "I want to be a part of the solution," and so when I beat them, we're gonna bring them to the table, and we're gonna take advantage of that energy. And
I love
When I beat them.
I love that.
So one of the big things that I started watching when I started learning about you and getting involved was your stance on Project Marvel.
Yeah.
A lot of people have heard about it. We've heard little snippets of the Hemisphere area. What is the project entirely?
Project Marvel actually started off with a conversation about what are we going to do with the convention center, because we're losing big conventions because our convention center is no longer the newest, best, biggest. And so because convention business is important, really important to our downtown, we do have an obligation to fix that convention center and upgrade it. And then the conversation was like, but what are we going to do about the Alamo Dome? And we said, you know what, let's throw in the Alamo Dome too, and sort of plan for the future, because that pig needs a lot of lipstick, right? I mean, it's an old stadium. And then the third thing was, well, what are we going to do with the east side of Hemisphere Park? Because right now it's kind of ugly, and we had that Institute of Texan Cultures that was just falling apart. Nobody was visiting anymore. And then so we called it Project Marvel, and at the very end, the Spurs showed up and said, well, we want to be a part of that. Can we propose a stadium? And so we said, look, whether or not there's a stadium or in there, we're still moving forward with the Project Marvel because those assets need to be improved. But let's have a conversation with the public. And so here it is. We're gonna have a public vote, right? Everybody's like, but why don't we get to vote on this? You do. In November, you're gonna be asked. You guys want to vote on this, right? And the Spurs are gonna have to make their case, and the county and the city's gonna have to make their case. And if the public doesn't want it, then the public doesn't want it, right? But I gotta tell you, I'm not going to be responsible for the Spurs leaving San Antonio. I mean, that's political suicide, right? And so, but also, I want my public to have the authenticity, right? I mean, it's our job to make sure that San Antonio is vibrant and rich. And what would we be without the Spurs in this town?
It's true. I'm right there with you.
We'd be. I mean, it'd be just as bad as HEB leaving.
That's right.
Yeah.
Oh, that would be terrible.
Yeah.
It would be absolutely horrible.
Yeah.
So how do you feel about that? What can we do to stop that from happening, I guess, is the question.
Well, the first thing is I think we need to tell the truth, right? And so two things can be true at once. One, 26, 27 years ago, They lied to us, right? They said if you build the stadium, it'll be this renaissance on the east side and everybody will be rich and wonderful and happy. And they really didn't mean it, right? And so we have to talk to the people on the east side and say, all those old men who are dead now, right? They really didn't tell you the truth, right? And we have to address the pain of those broken promises, right? And at the same time, have a conversation about the public's future, right? And what we need to do. And so we can't be paralyzed by the hurt feelings and the broken promises. We have to address those, and we have to invest in the east side. So the way I envision Project Marvel is that we have to accomplish two things. One, do what was promised, right? And bring the parks and the bars and the restaurants and the businesses to the east side, while at the same time doing what we're discussing in Project Marvel. I believe that our city can do this, right? And there's a lot of people out there that are like, oh, but we're too poor and too fat and too illiterate, and we shouldn't aspire to big things. And I say,
Who says that?
You should see the comments online are like,
smack them in the mouth.
yeah. And so
That's awful.
and so I want people to believe in their city. And I mean, seriously, San Antonio, I mean, if we can't do an entertainment district downtown because we're afraid, well, then we're not going to do a lot of other things, right? And I just want a mayor who's unafraid to do the wonderful things that my kids deserve, right? And how jealous are we, by the way, of Austin? I'm sick and tired of hearing people are like, when does Austin have all the cool stuff and we don't? Well, you know what? Because Austin actually, aims for the fences, and here we are trying to butt the ball, just making sure we don't, that we're just in the game, right? And so I want us to be aspirational.
See, in all honesty, I don't think Austin is better than us.
I don't
at
either.
all.
I don't either.
I love San Antonio. Austin's infrastructure is terrible.
Yeah.
But more than anything, the only complaint that I actually have over and over year to year
Yeah.
is the lack of concerts that come to San Antonio.
Yeah.
I would like you to tackle that. But before we go,
And
I
boxing.
do have
Boxing
just
too.
entertainment,
Yeah.
big name concerts. We don't get them all the
Right.
time. They skip over us. They do Austin and Dallas,
Yeah.
and then move on, or Houston.
And because we don't have a really appropriate stadium, which is why we've
Is
never
that the
had
reason?
a Cleto HBO special. That's the only reason.
That's
So,
right. Yeah.
so would this new stadium take care of
Yes.
that?
Yeah.
The concert,
And it
the
also
attraction?
includes the John Wood Courthouse, that old federal
Yeah.
round courthouse. We're going to convert that into a concert space. So we want to have mega concerts at the Alamo Dome, medium-sized concerts at the new stadium, and then in the smaller space at the former courthouse, even smaller concerts. That way nobody skips us anymore, right? And by the way, San Antonio, you shouldn't have to travel to Houston, Dallas, or Austin to go see, a concert.
Your favorite artist,
you know, and more importantly, there's a lot of artists out there that want to come here, but our airport also needs work, right?
Yeah.
Because
they're on a project, right?
we are
I mean,
building out a new airport for you guys. You're going to be blown away at how beautiful it is. We're going to have transatlantic flights. You're no longer going to have to bounce through Atlanta and Dallas to get anywhere in the world. It's going to be awesome.
We got a few comments on here.
Yeah, let me hear it.
Okay, let's start them, but we might go to break
That's
and then
fine. That's
continue.
fine.
So
Yeah.
if you have any questions,
Keep them coming,
please
Rose.
keep them
coming.
coming, and we'll continue after break. Okay.
All right.
Valerie Romo says, we know you are in support of bringing new business to town. What is your plan for our existing small businesses that are struggling?
Yeah. So I'm a small business owner, right? And I sign the front of paychecks, right? Which means I've got a staff. I'm responsible for making sure that their families are okay, right? And that they're provided a safe, clean, dignified workspace. When these enormous companies come to town, we always say, what can we do for you? You want us to forgive your taxes? Done. You want us to buy the land? Done. You want us to give you tax cash incentives? Done. But when, Mr. and Mrs. Nadler say, we want to open up another location, on the south side, we're like, good luck, right?
Yeah.
That's not cool. So with the same kind of energy and vigor and zeal that we encourage big businesses to show up, we need to also make sure that we're incentivizing businesses like that, which means that, hey, you guys want to hire employees at your local small business? The city can and does have the funds and the programs to provide you, the small business, with the training funds, right? So that you can train people in-house and get them their certifications, get them portable skills that they can take from, throughout their career. The second thing is, a lot of businesses, they get hit by mega storms, hail and wind and all that. I think the city, the same way we help elderly folks with fixing their roofs and their HVAC because they can't afford, these upgrades, there's nothing to keep us from going to small, vulnerable businesses and saying, we want to help you the exact same way, right? And then the third way is businesses are getting crushed by construction. San Antonio right now is sort of a work in progress. Pardon our dust. We're trying to improve your city, but it kills little convenience stores and little restaurants when customers are like, nah, that's a pain in the neck. I don't want to go in there. And so there are construction mitigation grants that we've passed. And so folks, for the first time in a long time, you're going to have a mayor who is a small business owner. And by the way, 100% of my clients at my law office are small businesses, right? And so I get it, I live it, and I literally represent small businesses, and that'll be the conversation. It'll be the decade of small business when I take over there.
Well, you know what? We got to take a quick commercial break. We come back and have more of Manny Flies.
Yeah.
We'll be right back.
Okay, I will.
If you want the best movie experience, you have to go to City Base Cinema. It is my theater, and I want to invite each and every one of you to come on out. Not only they make you feel welcome, they treat you like family. Brad Smith and the crew really know how to do it right. If you want that state-of-the-art experience in a movie with the surround sound, you want to go to City Base Cinema. They got reclining chairs, right? I mean, you got a comfortable experience all the way through. Not to mention a full-on bar right when you walk in as you're waiting for your movie. They got TVs so you can see a game or two. Also, they have a concession stand that you do not want to miss. It's like no other. They have your regular popcorn, nachos, and candy, but they also have barbacoa and Big Red, not to mention Takis, pizza, and corn dogs. So you want to make sure to get your snacks before, and a comfortable recliner and the state-of-the-art sound system. You are set. City Base Cinema. Don't go for your first-time experience. If you have never been there, go check it out. It's my theater, and now it's yours.
There is a silver lining.
Okay, and
We
we're
don't
back.
get to see the fails.
Yeah. All right, guys, and we're back. We're with Manny Pelaez. He's running for mayor. And again, if you have any questions or put them in our comment section. We'd love to read them to him, and he'll be able to answer them. And he's doing. You got a good. I think every candidate's got their own viewpoints.
Yeah.
What is it? Tell us something about Manny that a lot of people that you would want them to know, our viewers to
That's
know
an easy
about
one,
you.
Manny.
Yeah, mira, antes que nada, a mí me criaron hablando español, right? Mis papás no me dejaron hablar inglés en casa y me dijeron a mí, usted va a hablar español perfectamente y después le enseñamos inglés. And so I know
Now for our Paris,
right.
from our fans from
That's a
Paris.
great
And for our fans from Canada, I'll be speaking English throughout the show. And so I'm a son of immigrants. I'm a son of immigrants, right? My parents escaped South America during these years of terrible violence. We were brought up here, and I was taught be grateful for what we have here. And I went to Trinity University and I graduated. And folks, I could have gone anywhere in the country, right? And we were getting recruited left and right to go all over the place. But I chose to live here, right? I chose to live here. I chose to make a bet on the city, make a bet on myself by starting a small business. And I'm the only candidate in this race out of the 27 who actually has run a small business for 20 years, right? And then when I'm not running a business, I don't know if you know this, Cleto, but my mama is the CEO of the Battered Women and Children's Shelter.
Oh, no, I didn't know
I did
that.
not know
Wow.
that.
She receives about 15,000 women and kids through her shelter, 200 employees, right? And I've been their general counsel for 24 years, right?
Wow.
And so my mom and I have been running this very, very important domestic violence program. And guess what? I don't make any money, right? I mean, this is a sacrifice my family made because we are so grateful that we see it as an obligation, and also because the big guy's watching, right?
Right.
And he'll ask me one day when I get up there, like, what did you do coming up?
What did you
Like,
do?
how were you useless? Were you useful or useless, right?
Yeah.
And then don't forget, my mother-in-law asks me that every day.
Absolutely. Every day. Okay, so we have a few more questions
okay.
and comments. But I do have a question from our live audience person who actually lives in Southtown area.
Cool.
So their question is, what are your plans if Project Marvel goes through? What are your plans for the traffic control? Because right now they deal with just the Alamo Dome alone, and they close off all those streets for the residents.
Yeah.
And it becomes very frustrating.
It's a
when
hot
residents
mess.
And then add a project like that that's going to congest the traffic even more.
Yeah.
How are you guys planning to address, or is that like the afterthought?
No, and so we here's my commitment to you, whoever you are. I will not vote for Project Marvel. I will not approve it. Mayor Manny Pelaez will not let this project move forward unless 10% of all revenues produced go towards police and neighborhood safety all over the city. right? So this has to actually pay off for every resident. It can't just be, Wemby's Dome and the millionaire owners of the stadium, right? It has to be benefit us. And number two, the other 10%, we're going to shave that off and dedicate it to youth services, education, keeping schools safe. But public safety as it relates to the neighborhoods in La Vaca and in Southtown and King Williams, you guys are going to get crushed with traffic and noise if we don't think about you before before plans and designs are put on paper. And so the really cool thing about this is that La Vaca and King Williams, we will not let Project Marvel move forward unless you okay it. If you don't say, yes, this is something I believe that you guys are keeping me in mind, that we'll be safe and that we'll have quiet enjoyment of our neighborhoods, then this project doesn't move forward. And so what's really cool about this is that it's up to a vote in November, right? And the Spurs are going to have to go and convince you guys. And if they don't convince you, well, then that's on them.
If all else fails, Mama Patrol.
That's
I
right.
guess my
That's right.
question
Just
is-
one lady out there
Just one
with a
lady with a
whistle.
contract.
So when they're
Right.
presenting the Project Marvel plan to everyone,
Yeah.
will that include the plan for the traffic and the plan for the parking and
It has to.
it's going to encompass
It
all of
has to. And if they don't, I don't think city council will vote for it, right?
Well,
Because at the end of the day, the Spurs don't vote, the neighborhoods do,
Mhm.
right?
Yeah, okay. So just me living so far, I'm not going to worry about them. The majority of the people that live in the
How
city
nice,
are going to worry
how
about
nice
them.
there you
It's-
Right? I'll just be like, I want a fun place. Check.
That's right.
Yes.
Yeah.
So it's really going to be up to you guys in control of that.
That's
to
So you're
think about
saying
everything.
Southtown folks
You're
have
screwed.
your vote
Yeah,
and
no
your
kidding.
thing about the Spurs on the palm of their hands, is what
They
you're saying.
should
They
have
should.
more of a vote, in
So
my opinion.
those
'cause
concert
they're-
you were talking about is in the hands of the South Side.
Right.
Yeah,
Okay.
that's right.
All right,
We do
here.
have more questions.
All
right,
I'm
let's hear 'em.
sorry, you are
Let's
a
hear 'em.
popular guy here. Okay, Eric Velasquez has a question.
Hey, Eric.
Oh, Eric is our political guy.
Oh, thanks for watching today, Eric. Eric says, Mandy, what do you say to the comments about you missing more public comment meetings than any other city council member? That's his first question.
Yeah,
So I'll let you address that.
100%. I have missed a lot of those meetings on purpose. They're totally worthless to the people who show up. By the way, it's every Wednesday at 5:30 p.m. And the same 4 or 5 gatos show up to complain about the black helicopters, the CIA tapping their phones, and where Nixon's body really and Jimmy Hoffa's body are buried. This is every Wednesday. I choose my Wednesdays to spend in my constituents' neighborhoods. I choose them volunteering at neighborhood events, nonprofit events, and cleaning up homeless encampments until those meetings become worthwhile for the people attending them and for the council members. We get nothing out of it. And so more than anything, it's performative, right? So we can say we're listening to constituents and we're listening to the same 4 people. Here's what I'm going to do as mayor. We're moving those meetings. Every Wednesday, we're taking them to a district and we're going to take a tour around the city. Every month, it'll be in a different city, and the council person in that district is going to be responsible for bringing the people, the gente from their neighborhood to come and talk to us so we can learn about neighborhoods. But Eric, 100%, and I'm going to continue to miss those meetings because they're worthless.
I kind of like that.
Next question.
I like that.
I have questions on that
Yeah.
one, but
I like the fact that
but I'm going to respect everybody who has.
Yeah, I mean,
questions.
and again, I don't want to take up your time, but real quick, I like the fact that you're actually boots on the ground and doing something in the districts.
Yeah.
Rather than, I like that. Okay, go ahead.
Okay.
I like what I'm hearing so
How
far.
will you prove to the voters that you are willing to listen to the public and care about the people's voices? You somewhat address that, but go ahead.
We were recently at the newspaper, the editorial board, and they always ask the same question. Are you going to be the consensus mayor? Will you bring all voices to the table? And here's my answer to them. No, I absolutely will not. If you're a bigot, if you're a person who wants to impede our ability to thrive, if you want to hurt San Antonio, if all you've got is cynical complaints, you're welcome to go sit at the kids' table. The adults are going to sit here and we're going to move San Antonio forward. If you're a person who cares about all people who are vulnerable, if you really do care about the elderly, if you want to see safer neighborhoods, if you want to see, cleaner air and taste cleaner water and make sure that we don't lose our authenticity, there's a place for you at the table. So no, all voices aren't equal. You know that we've got people up here in the north side that go and protest our Jewish temples and our Islamic temples and say, this is American and you guys aren't real Americans. To those people, stay the hell away from us. You're not welcome in San Antonio, right? This is a San Antonio of compassion and neighborhoods. You want to be a neighbor and you want to care about your neighborhood and your neighbors, you're welcome. If you want to do something else, Austin's up the street.
Okay, Mike.
Yeah, I like
Okay,
that.
Pepe has a question.
Pepe.
He says, I was just wondering which candidate is going to try to lower the cost of grapes.
That's my man. That's my man. I've been saying like,
why are grapes so
when
expensive?
grapes turned to $8 a pound, I said, hold up, wait a minute. And when eggs came, ooh, let me tell you something.
So we got a problem.
Don't get me started on that
problem, and is that when grapes cost too much, nobody is hand feeding Cleto grapes.
That's right.
And think of Julius Caesar.
That's right.
We'll throw you some raisins.
Yeah.
Pepe.
And so,
Thank you.
raisins. It's a serious question, right? The cost of living continues to go up, and our salaries continue to stay the same, right?
Absolutely,
And so what we need to do is attract the kind of jobs and investment that actually pay people not a livable wage, but a thrivable wage, right? And I think also the mayor needs to be up in Austin and in DC, pounding on doors, reminding people that people here in San Antonio are hurting, right? Up there, the debate is about what emails Hunter Biden said, and whether or not they were sharing war plans on text, and whether or not Elon Musk sold enough Teslas. Who cares? Like none of that is going to impact your life. The only thing that really impacts your day-to-day life is what happens here locally, and so much of what happens here locally can be impacted by City Hall, right, and by the county commissioners, and by you guys getting involved. And so, right now it's so difficult because there's so much noise coming from Austin and DC, and it's all garbage and theater, and it will not change the way grapes are priced, right? And so what I need people to do is to remember, for God's sake, vote locally, right? And people, by the way, I'll tell you right now, tweeting and leaving comments on Facebook is not voting, right? That's engagement. It's your First Amendment right. But if you're not voting, all you're doing is gifting your power to people out there that are trying to steal your joy.
Benny, I think what I'm hearing, and I like a lot of, I'm pretty much saying I'm biased on a lot of the candidates, but I like what I'm hearing because it's something that, it seems like you're like, okay, I don't got time for this nonsense. Let's get straight to the root core problem and let's deal with that.
Yeah. And so I've always said to people, there are things that I have to say, right? My job is to speak difficult truths, right? And there's folks out there, they're like, no, Manny, don't say anything provocative or controversial. Well, screw that. My life is short, right? We're here on earth for a very short amount of time. And if what I say makes you want to clutch your pearls and gasp, well, then buy a lot of pearls, because what I say is the difficult truths. And okay, I say it a little too raw, but you know who else says it kind of raw? Is everybody at home watching, right? And I'm tired of hearing politicians use a lot of adjectives and not actually say anything, right? And so here's the thing, right? We're amazing. We're an amazing city. We deserve excellence. And a lot of our predecessors in politics, quite honestly, they sucked. Right. And they really didn't do much other than just look great, take a good picture, shake a hand, kiss a baby, and then, and then just occupy space for a while. I'd like to see a mayor that actually rolls their sleeves up, talks to people like gente, the way that we would talk around the table over a beer. And I think it's refreshing. And that's the kind of mayor I want.
Okay.
Well, you know what? Right before we go to the commercial, and before you have to head out,
We
but
still have a few questions.
we do. Okay, let's go and do
But
that.
do you want to go to break and then come back?
Yeah, let's do that. Let's take a quick break, and when we
maybe
come
like
back,
2 more minutes.
a few more minutes, and then we'll go ahead and
That time of year again. Time to review, enroll, and ask questions about your health insurance. AHIA is here to help you navigate all your options stress-free.
Look, I'm no insurance expert, but I do know one thing. If you're calling your cousin Chewy for insurance advice, you're doing it all wrong.
AHIA is dedicated to serving San Antonio with personalized care. Contact them. Local service, real people, trusted expertise.
It's about family.
And we're back. We're with Manny Pelaez. He is running for mayor of this beautiful, wonderful city of ours. And you know what? He pretty much you know, he's a little shy and you know, a little.
No, he's not. Okay,
Let's
so
go ahead and
we
do-
have a few. We have
All
a
right,
lot
yeah,
of
more
pressing
questions.
From
items,
Eric.
and
Eric, go
there's,
ahead,
I
more
think
questions.
that one of the big concerns that a lot of people have, being our community in San Antonio, being so close to the border, this is a very sensitive topic. Okay?
Sure.
And this is so. There's a lot of fear going on about ICE and
Yeah.
their presence and their process in San Antonio or in all of every city in the public, right? And they're starting to say that they can involve churches and
They
schools.
can.
Do you, as a mayor, have any control over their access to our residents?
No. So the federal government has carte blanche to kick your door down, go to your church, drag your kids out of school. I mean, even if they wanted to show up to a hospital, drag you out of a hospital bed. And there's a lot of people in DC who yearn for the opportunity to do that to Latinos, right?
Yeah.
And so the first thing I'll tell you is that we have to say what we know, folks. And this is less about an attack on, you know, undocumented immigrants, and it's more an attack on just the Latino pueblo, right? And you want evidence of that? When's the last time you heard about people saying those damn Canadians who stay there, they
Yep,
overstay their
absolutely.
visas? Nobody complains about that. They're
No.
only complaining about people whose skin is my color, whose skin is your color, right? And so let's tell the truth. And then you match that up, right, with this. On the other hand, they're fighting this DEI fight. Like, hey, I don't want to hear your story of your 16 de septiembre and your 5 de mayo. I don't want to hear about your history, right? Keep your head down, get back to your oar and keep rowing, right? Or, you know, sit in your cubicle and keep working. That's their dream. Their dream is that all of us shut the hell up about culture, history, tradition, and that we just focus. And if you want proof of that, right, they took away all of these celebrations on military bases, right? So no more Tuskegee Airmen, no more 5 de Mayo, right? No Black History Month, but St. Patrick's Day, all of St. Patrick's Day, we'll celebrate it. There's a reason for that, folks, right? And it's not a coincidence. And the next mayor needs to stand up and say, hey, that's really wrong, right? And in San Antonio, we don't put up with that. And so the next mayor is going to have to fight ferociously for the rights of people who live here, while at the same time figuring out how we solve problems with the people who want to solve problems in DC and Austin. Right?
We got another
Okay,
question.
sorry,
Another
we have
question.
another question. Eric Velasquez asks, if Project Marble just a desperate attempt to keep the Spurs here over them moving to Austin, which is why the county stated that the Spurs would receive a fine for leaving the city.
Look, I don't know, Eric, but I can tell you that when I'm in the room with the deal makers, nobody's talking in terms of like what you just laid out for us. And I know that there's a lot of rumor mill out there and there's a lot of assumptions. And I'll tell you, the one place you're going to get accurate, transparent information is from the people who are in the room. So I'll tell you what we're discussing. We're discussing returning downtown to the residents. Right now, for too long, it's belonged just to tourists. It's your downtown. We want you guys to enjoy a vibrant downtown. Number two, we want an entertainment district full of local businesses, right? I mean, I would love it if we had a Nadler's downtown, right, as part of an entertainment district. I think that would be beautiful. And then number three, yeah, we want to keep the Spurs in San Antonio. There's nothing wrong with saying, I don't want them to leave, right? And by
I'll
the
be
way,
sick to my stomach if they go to
Oh,
Austin.
yeah, we
if
would
for
be
1
very
minute
sad.
you think that teams don't leave, ask Oakland how they feel about losing their baseball
Ask
team.
Seattle.
And ask Seattle how they feel, right? And by the way, I'll remind you that the Lakers aren't named after a lake in LA. They're named after a lake in Minneapolis. And so let's not kid ourselves. And we got to tell the truth, right? If this team were to leave San Antonio, that would be a kick in the gut that is going to be felt for generations. And you know that when we travel across the world trying to recruit companies here, you know what the CEOs tell us? Hey, by the way, you still have an NBA team? That is actually very attractive to us, to moving large companies and creating jobs, because we want quality of life. And they also ask about Wemby. So if you think that our investment in the Spurs is nothing, it really produces billions of dollars of jobs in San Antonio, because companies rush to us because we've got something beautiful to offer their workers.
The last cruise we had the West Delta cruise about 5 years ago, and I tell you, we were on the ship and in the middle of nowhere, and I met a couple there, and I said I was from San Antonio, and they said Duncan. Duncan and the Spurs. That's all they knew. And they were like from Taiwan or whatever. And they're like, Duncan, the Spurs. They relate and they understand that's what they think. It wasn't the Alamo, although they do mention the Alamo. But it's like You say San Antonio? It was the Spurs. First thing they
You know, I
popped
was
up.
on a cruise and they said Cleto.
One more
Yeah, you know what?
It's
And
a Cleto.
and rightfully so.
Yeah,
Yeah, rightfully
The
so.
cruise was at Schlitterbahn and the inner tube.
I'm
but,
sorry
yeah.
to interrupt, gentlemen,
Oh,
about
sorry.
your cruises, but I have a very pressing question.
All
right, go ahead.
about yours. Eric asks.
Otra vez, Eric.
I know Eric's a political guy.
Jeez.
Eric's a political guy.
Eric, he asked me a question. How are you going to settle the issue between the city and Southwest Airlines?
It's gonna settle because it has to
I
settle.
asked to settle.
It's, you know, Southwest Airlines does not succeed without being in our airport, and we don't succeed without them. And so right now, Eric, what you should know is that they're having a huge fight on their board. Their board of directors has threatened their CEO that if he doesn't cut costs and get good deals from every airport, that he might be fired. So what happened? He decided to pick a fight with us because they're not getting the new shiny terminal and that we're not cutting their lease rates. All the other airlines, they're just fine with it. And by the way, you should know that Southwest Airlines has now picked a fight with the Austin airport and said, we don't want to go into your new terminal. We want to stay in the old one. And by the way, cut our lease rates. And so you're only getting about half of the news from the media, but it's gonna be fine. Southwest Airlines isn't going anywhere, and they're a bunch of complainers. And you know, mom and dad are having a fight, but tomorrow we still have to wake up and make cereal for the kids.
Manny, let me tell you. I want to say, I'm giving every candidate an actual, few minutes to go ahead and just look into our camera and tell all our viewers what it is exactly you want them to know about you and what you want them to go when they're thinking, when they're voting.
Yeah. Hey, folks, you know how everybody says, remember the Alamo? When you elect me as mayor, no one will ever forget the Alamo ever again. No, I'm kidding. I'm kidding.
I was like, all right. He went straight Alamo on that. I would have gone to Paris, but yeah, okay, he went Alamo. All right.
Finally find Pee Wee's bicycle, right? No, hey guys, here's the thing, right? San Antonio should aspire to really big, beautiful things. San Antonio has some. It's a diamond. It has some facets of that diamond that needs extra polishing. But darn it, it's a diamond, right?
Yeah.
And we need to think of ourselves as one of the finest jewels that is worth sharing with the world, right? So here's what I want. I want Chicago and Dallas and Austin and New York and Houston to be so green with jealousy over the way we're solving problems, over the way we're housing people who used to be homeless, over the way we're solving for domestic violence, over the way that we're attracting businesses and solving all these big problems, while at the same time being the most authentic, beautiful, inspirational city in the world. I think we can do it. And if we don't set goals for ourselves, you know what happens is that we aspire to little things. Now, there's a lady here who's doing this and this and
I know.
It's illegal.
I know. Again,
We're running out of time.
But
Listen, folks, I just want your kids to stay in San Antonio and not say, look, if for opportunities, I got to go somewhere else. BS, you got to stay here. We've got some beautiful opportunities for you. And I want college counselors at universities and high schools to stop telling kids, get out of here for your master's, go somewhere else. No, they have to say, stay here. This is where you're going to succeed. About the next mayor has to guarantee that we start thinking ourselves in terms of the best and not just a city that deserves a little bit better. That's it.
Manny Pelaez, everybody, right there. There you have it. Make sure to go vote. Thank you, sir.
Peace in your
Appreciate
hood.
you, my man.
Peace in yours.
Very
Thank you very
much.
much.
Yes,
I love
yes,
you.
yes.
Thanks.
All right,
Bye,
guys. Don't go anywhere. We right. Are we gonna bring Priscilla right in? Are we bringing Priscilla right in? Okay. So we got another guest here with us today. We got a big comedy show tonight at the Mi Familia at the Rim, and it's for a very good cause. I want to invite all of you to come on out, and it's Priscilla. Come on, Priscilla, come on in here. She's from Moonstruck. From Moonstruck, everybody. And,
All right.
we were gonna have you on.
Oh, it's the location.
We're gonna have you on earlier, but Manny, gets a little chatty.
Well, he was hitting
he was-
some good
he was
points.
using
He
some
did
really
gave
good
us a
points.
good, and I was listening to it, going like, "Yeah, I like
So did he
that."
sway you so far?
Well,
mean,
I like
did you
this
like it?
idea of going out and having a town hall meeting for all
Yeah.
of this, because people can't always get downtown
Right.
to attend these,
I like
and they
that. I
want to
like that
voice
too.
it. And when you come out to the districts, or then people feel like the city does care. They come to
I
me.
didn't sense any fear in him
No,
whatsoever.
yeah.
So, but again, tonight, we're looking to make you guys laugh. The Tres Leches comedy show. Roman Garcia, Danny Engel, and the one and only Cleto Rodriguez.
Yeah, that's right.
And we're all going to be at Mi Familia. We're all going to be performing for a great cause. It is to raise money for Moonstruck, and that is Priscilla's nonprofit, and you know, she has a awesome fire truck that we got a chance to be on last year in the parade, and it was really cool because she does a lot of cool things with this fire truck. Not only that, okay, so sorry, they're in my ear and I can't hear. I'm like, so at the same time, we were at the parade. Are you in the parade again this year?
Yes, we are.
So you know what? I was like, you thinking, you know, I don't know if you have anybody on your float, but if you need people, you know, I got a little crew here that likes the parade. We would not mind just sharing the little truck there. We had such a good time on that truck. I had a blast.
Okay, so go back.
So let's go ahead and tell everybody what the fundraiser is for.
Okay, so Moonstruck Foundation is a nonprofit. We were established in memory of 9/11, and so we have antique fire trucks, and it takes money to make these antique fire trucks be on the road. It's wonderful to have antique vehicles until they break down, and it's hard to find mechanics that know how to do the work and the parts because they are limited. So, and then we have the insurance and all the other expenses that add up because of the liability of having people on board. So we appreciate this opportunity. So the idea is to promote fire safety in the form of entertainment and to fulfill childhood dreams to be able to ride in an antique fire truck. And so a child who could be someone that's in their 70s that never got to ride in a fire truck, or it could be a 3-year-old that gets to get on the, but we always have fun. So we have a 1975 American LaFrance. We took the tank out, we lowered the floor, we added bench seats. We can seat up to 12 people safely in the back. And then we have like a stage on top, which the Tres Leches got to be up there during the parade.
I loved it.
So the parade theme was Loteria. And since they're the Tres Leches, I had made some boxes of the Tres Leches mix. And then they got to wear aprons like chefs and chef hats. And so they wear the Loteria card come to life on the float. So the opportunity.
Thank you again for that. That was awesome. We had a blast.
It was good. The crowd loves the parade. San Antonio loves the parade. So we have 3 parades coming up for the Flambeau Parade. We will have the 100 Club of San Antonio riding this year with us. Yeah. And I also serve on the board for the 100 Club. So that's my passion to help support our first responders.
First responders, right. Yeah.
So we help support the first responders' families for anyone that has perished in the line of duty. And we continue to stay connected to them.
Huge thanks to all our first responders out there, by the way.
Absolutely. So everyone loves a fire truck. So it's named Moonstruck Fire Trucks because when you're in love, you're moonstruck, and everybody loves a fire truck. So it comes out to love my fire truck, and I sure do. So the fire truck is called Burning Love, and that's because my name is Priscilla. And then Burning Love's part of Elvis, and see, there's a little bit of madness. That's so cute. And I have had Gary Garcia on the truck one year, and he was dressed up singing like Elvis, and he did an awesome.
Let me tell you something about Gary Garcia. If you don't know Gary Garcia, he looks just like a young Elvis, pretty boy. And he tried singing to my wife one time, and I cut him off. I said, "Don't be putting that voodoo on my wife. Trying to touch her face. I get that out of here. Come on."
He does. He's really good. He is Mr. Entertainment.
Love Gary, great guy.
Yes. And so his family was able to ride. And so again, we're fulfilling dreams with opportunities to do this. We do Boy Scouts, Girl Scouts, all other nonprofit groups get to ride. In the
do you do book clubs? Because we have
book club. We'll talk about it. But then I work a lot with Precinct 2 and Leticia, Constable Leticia, and in the when we get to the fall time, we're busy helping with delivering toys or participating in toy drives. I have a whole costume of Mrs. Claus, Santa Claus, Pancho Claus, the reindeer, the snowman. We just have, the Grinch, and we show up at events. We created because we had someone that came up with the Silver Santa for the seniors. So the Silver Santa has the silver, the seniors have the sneaker program of wearing white tennis shoes. And we're all getting there, right? In the valley, if your hair is gray and your tennis shoes are white, they call you a Q-tip. But
Oh, that's so cute.
so there's always some humor in it if you have a good sense of humor. But so we created a Silver Santa because that was the idea of Jose and Joey, because they
Silver
were,
Santa to Margaret means a mixed drink.
well, there we go. So we bring the Silver Santa to the senior homes, and we deliver blankets and different things along with Constable Leticia. So her strong, handsome deputies come in carrying all the toys, and we just come in with the costumes and some music. And we brighten people's days. So there's a lot that we do. On Friday, we'll be helping Zapatos. And Zapatos will be putting shoes on over 300 children.
Very nice.
In different schools. And so we come out and we help with helping them get them all their shoes fitted. And then again, in the holidays, we may show up for one of those with all our costume characters. So there's a lot that we do outside of the truck. If we don't have an event with the truck, we still look for other ways to partner with other nonprofits to bring attention to their events and support one another, because it's important to get enough volunteers.
Well, want to let everybody know, come on out tonight to Mi Familia at 7 o'clock. Is it 7 o'clock?
It is at 7.
7 o'clock, and the show is going to be Tres Leches, Roman Garcia, Danny Engel, myself. We also have hosting the show Rose Daniel Aguilar, so she's going to be out there as well. And we want to invite everybody, come on now. It's for a good cause. Priscilla's doing some great things in the community. I was just thinking back, we go way back, Priscilla.
Yes, we do.
Back when I was on the news, and we even showcased the fire truck on the news. So it was really cool.
We did it during COVID, and
It was
we had to do
during
it
COVID.
outside.
That's right. It was outside. It was like 5
we were
o'clock in the
wearing
morning.
masks.
We're wearing masks, and it was like it was again. She's one of the sweetest people on this planet. So guys, come on out tonight, support her, and if you can't, let them know if they want to donate some money if they can't make it out tonight.
Yes, absolutely. Who's going to say no to donations? Because we definitely need.
Margaret doesn't.
That's right. And we also have Fiesta medals. Now we don't have them for this year because we couldn't afford them,
Hey,
but we have.
that's us too.
Yeah, we're trying. So 2017.
I had to buy eggs.
Buy some chickens. So
No, for real.
2017, 2018, 2019, 2020, and I'll be posting them on my Facebook page.
Nice.
And one thing I do want to do a shout out for, and that's Danny Engel, because today is his birthday. We need to roast him today for sure.
Oh, come tonight. We're gonna make sure Danny Engel. I'm gonna get him some lady dancers.
I know.
And they're gonna be senior silver dancers.
Oh, that would be something.
Oh, I love it.
Yes.
That's right.
Yes.
Well, Priscilla, thank you so much for coming on.
Thank
I
you. We appreciate this. It was
Again,
wonderful
tonight at 7 o'clock, guys. Again, Margaret, it's our final thought time.
Yes,
You have a
yes.
final thought?
Yes, I do. Can I? I'm sorry. I'm just gonna.
There you
I want to
go.
make it loud.
Sure. Thank you.
So my cousin's wife just came from San Antonio, from California, and she just graduated at the Air Force yesterday at Support Sam
Congrats.
Houston.
I met her,
just
yeah.
want to say congratulations to that little sweet girl, and everything else. And and other than that, it was a great show. Thank you to Manny and everybody who came in and started speaking. And thank you for all of the nonprofits that go on in the city that actually give back to the community and contribute. I every single time we have somebody on, it warms my heart and it reminds me of the do-gooders.
Yeah.
It makes me feel like I should do more.
I just and again, my final thought is I want to thank again Manny. Oh, Becky Perez's baby was born. I just was told by my producer. Congratulations, Becky.
Oh, I love a baby.
Oh, that's our good friend Becky from the commercial. She does the commercial, high-end Honda commercials.
Mm-hmm.
And she's not only that, but she really cool. What's her name? Diva Francesca.
Linda?
Oh, Isabella. Oh, it's beautiful. Not Cleto or Cleta, but it's all right. I tried to get her to say Cleta, but she said no. Anywho, guys, congratulations to the Perez family. I love them a lot, and they're good people. So again, tonight, come on out tonight, and I'm just glad Margaret showed up today, and she didn't go to Mi Familia.
I almost didn't because I have
she got stuff going on, but she's a busy woman. So again, if you need a home, give her a call. She's our realtor. On that note, guys, thanks to Manny, thanks to his crew coming out.
And again, the vote is yours. So
Yeah.
we're going to have more candidates come in. And again, to all everybody that showed up here at Nadler's, and to Lexia and Nadler's, thank you so much for having us here. All right, guys. God bless. We'll see you later. Take care. Bye-bye.
Thank you. Bye-bye.